What's up guys, I'm Bryson, I'm 20 years old, and behind me is my brand new Royce Cullinan black badge.
I caught me a coupe and I hop in it. He claiming the game, but he not in it. That Birkenback came with the...
So a lot of people ask me at 20 years old, what makes you want a Royce Cullinan? And honestly, I got it for business purposes so I can get the tax deduction. 2 years ago, while I was in St. Louis, my hometown, I used to have a Dodge Challenger, and this exact same car, model and everything, pulled up next to me, and my eyes went out my head. I was like, wow, I gotta get one of those one day. So I've always loved this car in specific, but I've always loved cars in general, especially foreigns and like exotics. When I finally could get my hands on one, when I could afford one, it was a no-brainer which one I was gonna go get. All right, let's check it out. While we're in the front seat, I'm just gonna highlight my favorite feature, the automatic door close with the push of a button. Also, another cool thing about this one is it has massaging seats. So this actually has a massage seat button right here, and it has like a butt massage, a back massage, shoulder massage, which is really cool. All of the seats don't have them, just the front too. But the cool thing about it is, at factory, if you chose to get the back seat one, the right side of the car can get like a whole presidential outlook to where it could extend and go forward and have massage as well in the back. The one thing I love about this car in specific is everything is pretty straightforward. I know on a lot of modern cars, you know, you have to dig through settings and stuff to play with things, but honestly, it's straightforward. For instance, if I want cold air, I pretty much just turn these all the way to cold. If I want hot air, I turn these all the way to hot. If I want more air, change this. And if I don't want any airflow at all, I just push this cool little thing in, just like that. And then the hazard and unlock button are just at the front too. So really simple and straightforward. So while being back here, obviously this is my favorite part of the car. First thing I want to mention is the door close. For me, I'm very lazy, so if I don't have to lean all the way up and close my door, that's automatically set. Let's say I wanted to eat back here or do work back here. I get a table, and I can also control the front of the car from this little tablet back here. You know, I want to eat back here, I would just have my driver pull his seat back, bring out the tray table, eat. Or let's say I'm doing work on my laptop, put the tray right there. And let's say, you know, the music is loud, I gotta take a call. I would literally just push a button right here, and I would turn the whole music silent. And then like I said, in the front seat, everything's pretty straightforward as far as cold air, hot air. It isn't like super techy or anything. Back here is obviously, if you're driving a Rolls Royce, where you want to be. But me, I like the feel of driving the car, so I drive it myself and hit 100 frequently. So this car is a heavy car, so when I'm driving it, I don't even know I'm going super fast, but the build quality and just like the size of it, I feel good even when I'm going like 100, 120. So with this model specifically, I got the headliner with the shooting star. It's kind of hard to see in the daytime, but it's pretty cool when you're riding back here to just look up and say, you know, like I did it. You know, this car is like praised like a status symbol. You get one of these, you made it. I don't necessarily feel that way, but just to look up and realize this is like a very expensive car with a lot of cool features is cool. Even though we live in Las Vegas and it doesn't rain a lot, this car actually comes with an umbrella. At the click of a button, pull it out. I'll probably never use it, but it's cool to have. Also, there's no need to slam any doors anymore. It has a soft close, pretty much closes itself, which is super cool for a guy like me. I'm lazy, dude. I don't want to be like slamming doors and all of that. Pushing a button and letting it close on its own is 10 times better. So it's a V12 engine and it's very powerful, 600 horsepower, but listen to the start, guys. That's it. There's like no noise at all. It's super quiet. Let me show you guys the hood. Now open up the hood, and obviously you see it's massive. 6.75 liter V12, super clean. It just looks nice. It's just surprising that it's a V12 and super powerful, but it doesn't make any noise. You can't really hear it, especially compared to other V12s where it's like super loud. So this thing right here is called the Spirit of Ecstasy. And the cool thing is, if I were to try to take it, it just disappears like that. They be trying to get it. They actually have good resale value. The ride quality is absolutely insane. It doesn't really feel like you're driving anything and you can't hear the engine working. It just feels like I'm floating on a cloud. When it comes to like bumps and dents in the road, I don't feel them at all. The Rolls Royce kind of just like glides over it, which is super cool, especially when comparing it to other cars where like if you hit like a bump or something, the whole car's gonna rattle a little bit. Before I bought this car, I was like nerding out on it on YouTube, and I was just looking around at the features. What I found out is that Rolls Royce engineering actually actively sends weight to the tire that needs the most, so that way, I don't even know how to explain it, but so that way the ride quality just stays like super smooth. If I were to compare this to like a Tesla build, none of this moves when I push in and out of it. And then one other cool thing is, you know, these are like real metal. The only thing that's plastic when it comes to up here is going to be these little things, but everything else you see, it's real metal, and it just has like a nice feel to it. One thing I've found myself doing a lot is just flicking it just so I can hear the the sound of it. And then the leather is just super smooth. You know, it's stitched perfectly. There isn't really any mishaps. The steering wheel, it feels skinny, but it still has tons of control. And especially with a car like this, a lot of people have their impression that Rolls-Royce is like a grandpa car, but genuinely it has a sport mode, which is called low mode, and this car gets down. So while the steering wheel isn't super sporty, it still feels like I have great control even when I'm going fast. Rolls-Royce Cullinan has two modes. It has just normal mode, and then it has low mode. So low mode is more sporty, and that's where you can hear the engine a little bit. But if I were to take it off of low mode, I don't hear anything, right? It's a 6,063 pound car. And honestly, that does change the dynamics of the car a lot. So even when I'm in low mode and I'm floating 100, with sports cars that are meant to be going that fast, the stopping is like that. But in a Cullinan, it takes a little bit because it's a very, very large car. And that's part of the reason why we bought it. Section 179 states that any vehicle over 6,000 pounds can take if used for 100% business use, can take 100% tax deduction. So what that means is if I owe $250,000 to the IRS and I buy a car for $100,000 and I use it for 100% business use, I'm going to be able to write off the cost, 100% the cost of that car. So for us, that was huge, and that's why we bought this car. We ended up paying all cash for it, came in at like $450K total. Well, guys, that is the look at my brand new Rolls-Royce Cullinan black badge. Hope you guys liked it.